and welcome to making its first lecture in our MOOC, Careers That Make Money and Do Good. My name is Julian Kaspari, and this lecture is titled Mentors and Role Models, Standing on the Shoulders of Giants. Standing on the shoulders of giants is about recognizing the people we look up to and modeling our lives on the inspiring example they've set for us. It's about identifying the values that they hold and adopting them as a critical foundation on our own life journey. Now, how often do you get the question, what are you up to these days? Are you expected to rattle off a list of classes, your job description, or volunteer gigs? Well, what if we changed the conversation? Like, who's inspiring you these days? That's what this lecture is all about. Who has and continues to inspire you on your life journey? Now, determining our life path is an exciting but daunting idea to explore. It's impossible to predict our future life, so it's most important to meditate on how we wish to live before we start building anything. We need to think about what kind of picture we might draw for ourselves and why it's so important. So let's think about this. How do you want to wake up every morning? What's the first thought you want to come into your mind? And how are you going to walk into every room, every meeting, and every conversation you have? What's the energy that you're bringing into that room? What's the foundation that you're building and dreaming from? And at times when things get a bit messy, what values are you going to fall back on? So our role models and mentors are a deep source of inspiration, knowledge, and wisdom when it comes to naming and committing to our core values. It's very likely that our mentors and role models reflect some of our own values. The most common way we develop strong values and habits is by learning from those around us, and more specifically those who came before us. We naturally praise the trailblazers who started a movement, innovated a new product, or reinvented an industry from the inside out. We look up to these people as examples of what success really looks like. We admire their character, commitment to a cause, and ability to align their actions with their values. These are our role models, and we wish to carry the torch that they've lit, making our lives brighter with every step we take. Today's entrepreneurs, game changers, and good citizens are people who are well-grounded in their values. So let's take a crack at naming some of yours. In this activity, we want you to think about the people in your life that you consider mentors and role models. Think of people that have inspired you. It could be someone in your family, a teacher, coach, or famous person you've never met. They don't have to be living, but they have to have had an impact on you. You could think about a time when someone became a mentor or role model to you and ask yourself, how did that happen? And how did you feel? So the first step in this activity is just to choose 3 role models. Think about 3 people who profoundly impact the way you walk in the world. People that have delivered an aha moment to you and inspired you to model your behavior after them. Write down the 3 people who you would wish to model most deeply in your life. Now, I'll give you a couple of examples, because I know this is not the easiest question. So for me, it's Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and of course, my mother. So take a second and choose 3 role models and write them down. Now we'd like to explore, what is it about these people? So I want you to write down one value that each of these people carry and hold dear to their life path, and consider some of the following questions. What actions has that role model taken to exemplify that value? What about them do you admire so deeply? And what is the one defining characteristic or value that has drawn you to this person? Why has their life story impacted you to change and or influence your own? So again, my examples for my 3 role models: Gandhi, self-determination; Martin Luther King, commitment and dedication; and my mother, creativity. So take a second and try and name one value for each of the role models you named. Now the third part of this exercise is more of a numbers game. The question is, how much of each role model lives in you? I want you to write down the percentage of each value you are or you want to be. So you might consider the following. As your ideal future self, what percentage of each role model would you be? Would you be an even split? Or would you be 10% Gandhi, 50% MLK, and 40% your mother? Now, after writing down your ideal split, take some time to learn something new about the paths that these individuals took, and what you think the mashup of their paths look like. Now that we've done this activity, I want to make sure that you tweet, Facebook, or post your activity results on the Making Good community site at www.makinggood.org. Sharing your personal journey on your career path will invite many others to walk it with you. Thanks so much for being with us on this lecture.